Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, whoever you are. This is Parul Begum, your host, as usual. Part of our video series of Regain Your Confidence. So today we have a special guest, Meher Parul Nagar. Meher is a specialist on trauma. Before I introduce Meher, I just wanted to say that we are in a suicide prevention month. September is a suicide prevention month, and there has been lots of awareness raising going on. You have seen two of our videos, one with awareness and one with lots of tips last week. So we have another special video with Meher, who got lots of experience and personal story to share. So I'm going to ask Meher to actually introduce herself. So Meher, good morning, and thank you for joining, or good afternoon in India. Thank you for joining us and our audience. And I'm sure your tips will be very valuable to our audience. Can you please tell us about yourself, who you are, what you do, and a bit about your story? Over to you, Meher.
All right. So to start on with me, so one thing I would want to start on with me is my name. Okay, I changed my name after I became rape victim. So after I became a rape victim, I kind of I realized at that moment that I'm very kind. I somehow have that that attribute of kindness. Maybe at that moment it was too much of it, but it was there. And the reason why I realized and I changed my name to Meher to start on with, because my parents gave my name as Parul, but then I made it Meher, and I wanted something, which has a normal meaning, it's the Meher is a common name, right? So the reason I said that I'm kind and I kept my name Meher and things like that is because the person who raped me was someone whom I happened to know for like 2.5 years. And I thought to get married to him, that was my thought. But it just ended up me being in that state. So it took and
yeah, I can hear you, Meher.
Yeah, when you are been raped by someone whom you knew and wanted to get married or something like that, even if you're in a marriage or something, anything with regards to that, one thing which happens is you want to make that relationship happen, right? You want to save that person. You want to do something that this relationship should remain, right?
Yeah.
And you don't realize, even I didn't realize that though I wanted to get married to him, because that was my thought. That was not his thought. That was my thing. So I have had to. I literally took a lot of time. I mean, initially on the day I got raped, also after that, also it took like 1 week. I took 1 week just to come to terms with the fact that it's rape. It was so difficult. And it's very difficult at times, specifically for such women who are in a relationship or maybe thinking to be in a relationship or anything with regards to that. It can be any form of relationship. It's not boyfriend, girlfriend or anything. There are people who get raped by their fathers,
Yeah.
uncles, relatives. I don't know who all. Brother also at
Absolutely.
times.
Yeah.
Blood brother. Not talking about cousin brother. So it took 1 week for me to get in terms that it's a rape. And because I didn't go immediately, I had no medical report. Because hopefully you know that to get medical report, you need to go within 24 hours.
Yeah.
So now I have had no evidence and I didn't know what to do, how to go about it. And when all of this was happening, whatever was happening, it made me realize that even though all this is happening, I don't know why, but I was still very good to him. I don't know why that was happening, but somewhere it was there. Yeah, I don't know what was it because of love or because of the person I am, or maybe I don't know. That's how I was then. So I'm just going to start my journey from them then to now later. So I'm just talking about that state of me. So that's how I became Meher, and that's how my journey started with me being Meher. And as I said, I thought it is going to end, but it didn't end. Uh, I tried my best to reconcile, to do whatever I could do to make whatever, because the moment I realized it's a rape, I went up to the police station, and the procedure, the cops, you have to go through all of that. You have to file an FIR, and then the cops comes in and they do the investigation and things like that. And I live in a society. I'm living in India, so I live in a society wherein when you are being raped, you are being marked as characterless or something, or maybe someone who probably proposed the rape to happen or something. Okay,
Yeah.
but I never proposed that rape, because I feel that even if you are in a relationship, there are days when you don't want to have sex,
Yeah.
right? And you just don't want it. It's not important for you to have sex every damn day or whatever, even if you are in a relationship. So when I went to the cops and I was filing the complaint and going through all that procedure, this thing which I'm talking about, this, it was so evident that people were saying that it's not a rape, it's okay, right? Why are you doing it? Are you taking revenge out of him? Are you doing this because you want to do something, because whatever, he has hurted you or whatever, you getting me, right? So that itself was a battle for me. I didn't know that that's how the battle is going to start. And then one of the battles was also that I was always scared about cops and things like that since my childhood. So it was very difficult for me to go to the police station every single day. And my entire day used to go in sitting in the police station. Literally, every day. Entire day used to go. Because I used to wait for things to happen. Either I'm waiting for someone, something, and all of that. And I was all alone. On top of it, I didn't realize at that moment that I already had a lot of trauma before, and this has just added on. This is addition to the list. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's how my journey started. I got into severe trauma. I just wanted to end my life. I would have ended my life in few days, few months. I wouldn't have survived much. I don't want to lie about it to anybody, not to even to myself, because I knew I would have died. I would have killed myself, and I would have done it for sure. And I know it's so easy for others to say ki you should not think about suicide, but the person who goes through that, who's in that state of severe trauma in a lot of ways. As I said, I was already traumatized from my childhood and all of that, and this was just an addition. It's going plus. There's some subtraction happening. So it was not just about suicide. It was about, I can't take it anymore. I just can't. It's so difficult for me to hold on to. It's so easy for maybe someone to say it's okay, which people were saying. I just met one of my friends and they were like, it's okay, you take revenge out of him and you do this, you do that. People give you some advices, right? Or forget it, you will get a good guy, whatever. People give you some advice.
Yeah.
But then, to add on to my story only, I'm just sticking to the story part. To whosoever who say, I don't know how many people are going to listen to it. But then one thing, when you are traumatized, it's normal to feel that you want to kill yourself or you want to end your life or something, anything like that, because the pain within you doesn't let you live. It kills you every damn second at times. No one comes to see that pain. No one can sense it. And at times we don't have anyone to, maybe even if we have someone to share, but not every time we have someone to understand or share. I don't know. Yeah. So I have had no one, to be honest, when I was there. Everybody just left me there all alone in my pain. So all I knew was, if I am gonna die, if today I'm gonna die, it won't matter to anyone. People won't cry. Nobody will cry. People will cry for 2-3 days and they're gonna forget it. So it became more prevalent for me to get into constant suicidal thoughts, because I was feeling that it won't matter to no one. People are just gonna forget about my death in a few days, and that's it. My chapter will be over. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Meher. Thanks for sharing that. Thank you, Meher. Thanks for sharing your story, and I'm really sorry the experience you've been through. But hey, you got so much to share and so much. I'm looking forward to, your inspiration. So my next question will be, I know you touched on it, living with trauma and how you feel. So you could elaborate a bit more on your personal experience of living with trauma, and when did you realize that you can't live with that trauma, you have to move forward? So if you could focus on that, that would be really good. Thanks. Over to you.
So if I have to, as I said, that's how my journey started. You asked me about me, so that was me, a person been traumatized and in a state of suicide, who will end her life any point in time. No one knows when, apart from God. So when I was experiencing this, to answer that, I was unable to do anything. I didn't want to get up from my bed. I didn't want to do anything, nothing. I didn't want to do nothing. And apart from that, when I go to few more experiences when I used to go out, because I lived in the same house. After being raped, I was still living in the same house. So it was all the more difficult, no, terrible for me rather. So, because when you live in the same house, it's more, it reminds you, it's a reminder for you.
Yeah.
If you're living in the same place, same city, it's a reminder for you. But I want to highlight something here. Changing the place will not make you get over your trauma. Somebody said, why don't you change your place? Some psychiatrist said, I thought I'm going to get over my trauma, but I changed my place. Trust me, I did that. It didn't go over because it was so much deep within, so much deep within, that it used to come back as triggers then in different ways. Triggers when I can't get over, I just want to be on bed, as I said. Even after that, what I said, right? When I will go out, if I'm in the same city, if I'm going to go out, then obviously, as I said, I'm going to keep on not just thinking about me, but he was present with me. If that feeling when a person is not there with you, but you think that person is with you.
Yeah.
He's with you, and that constant feeling that he's with you, he's seeing you, he's just behind you, or maybe here, whatever. Wherever I used to go, it used to follow me, and it never used to stop. It became so difficult that I have had to change my place, but it didn't happen. And all of this, whatever few instances I'm just highlighting here, quickly made me realize there is something wrong. Because there was a time wherein I was like, I don't want to live in this house. I want to run away. Just go away from somewhere. I want to go away somewhere. Then I don't want to live here. One day I remember I came back from work. I was standing outside my house because I didn't have the guts to go inside. Trust me, seriously, I didn't have the guts to go inside. I was standing outside my own house, wondering how shall I go inside, because I think the pain got too much into me, and I was just not able to hold on to it. And if I would have continued in that house, as I said, I knew that I'm going to commit suicide. I will do it for sure. Because that pain uh, doesn't make you live in a multiple ways. It doesn't stop just about you feeling unworthy of living or things like that. It it shows up, as I said, it shows up in different ways for different people. And it hinders so much so that you don't even you don't want to have it, but you have had to experience it. So I don't know, tremendously at times.
Yeah.
That even if you want to get over it, you can't get over it. So all this was happening, and it made me realize that I have to do something. I tried medicine and everything, but it didn't work. So I all the more I realized now I have to do something more to get over it, because medications were not working. Nothing was working. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Meher, for explaining, but also, sharing with us your feelings of living with trauma. And I think that's important to realize that, whatever situation you've been through and challenges, living with trauma is challenging. But, is realizing that, is not just physical environment that's gonna make you change. You have to change within, and that's why the whole changes happen, because you realize you have to change from inside, not just environment. Sometimes environment is essential because then you don't see it, but you have to change yourself inside. Now, my next question is, what step did you take to move forward when you're realizing it? And then I will ask you what advice you will give to other people. So if you could give us some of your steps, and then I'll ask you the next question. Over to you.
So as you rightly said, Parul, it is so easy for someone to say, just change your place, go to some other thing and all of that. And that's when I realized that, no, it is not going to leave me so easily. I changed my place. I came to a new house. Everything was new. Initially, I was so excited because I was too busy. You're so caught up initially, setting up things, making, you are so much involved in that place. But once you're settled, is when you realize that what is the truth. I remember one of those nights I was crying, crying and crying. So as you asked me about steps to move forward, the first step I'm not saying don't change your place or something. If you think that we should change the place, or maybe if you can go to a better place for a time, but don't please don't think that changing, as I said, will make things happen. So what is the next step? Is it only with regards to mindset? No, because there are times when I as I said, the triggers are so strong that even if you want to control it, you can't control it. Yeah. So what is that you should do when you get those extreme triggers of suicide or anything, when anxiety, anything, any, like, we people say anxiety, palpitations, and so many things, so many triggers come in, specifically raising in heartbeats, and we say, I'm thinking negative about everything, right? We say that. So I think the moment you get into that zone, don't think that you are thinking negative about everything, because the more you will think that you are thinking negative about everything, the more you're going to feel miserable about yourself, that you are not worth it. So don't put yourself down, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think instead of putting yourself down, just know that this is something you didn't invite, but it happened. Just accept that you tried your level best, that this should not happen or this should stop or whatever be your thing. Obviously we all try to stop the evil situations around us, but it still happens. So just acknowledge that, accept it, that you did your best, but still there were things which weren't in your control. And don't leave it there. Just don't leave it there, because then you will get into a zone, oh, so and so did, and the revenge thing and a lot of things. So I will not say just to forgive, because there are times wherein you can't forgive people. I can't forgive the person who did all of this, because he did more than what I even thought. The story didn't end there. I got to know later part of my story, when the investigation started, that the things he has done, I wasn't even aware about for 2.5 years, that what was happening behind me. And after listening to all of that, I was wondering what the hell I was doing in this. What role I have had. I mean, why the hell I was in this? I never wanted this. I never asked for this. I never manifested or anything. Nothing I did. But still I was in this. What? And so I will not force someone to forgive someone or something, because there are times you can't forgive. But here is the thing. You have to, it's not just about forgiving yourself, but it's more about accepting yourself and knowing that you did your best. You did whatever you could do, and there were things which you couldn't do, and it's okay. It's fine. I think that makes life easier for us to not to be in that guilt uh, of the crime you haven't done. When somebody does wrong to us and we see them living a good life, we think that I am in pain and that person isn't, and anything. We get such similar thoughts, such kind of thoughts in our mind, right? Isn't it?
Mm.
And I think to remove that, you asked me what are the steps. So to remove that, one thing you can do is uh know one thing. If you're living even right now, even at this moment you're living in, it's because God loves you and wants you to live in. Even if there is no one who loves you, but God is still there who loves you, and that's why you're living. Else you wouldn't have survived. You would have been dead, because death can come in a second, right? Mini second or something. So that itself is a biggest hope for you, to know that someone wants you to be here on this earth, and someone wants you to not just live this life, but live it beautifully. Yeah.
Thanks, Meher. You pointed out some of the really good points that what steps people should take and how they can come out. Yeah, so you mentioned about acceptance, and not feeling guilt, even though forgiving them by you forgiving yourself so that you can move forward. And I think that's something really important, because I've written an ebook actually last year about seven secrets to unshakable confidence, and forgiving actually one of the topic. What I've found when I was doing lots of research and reading is that you don't necessarily have to forgive the person as a forgiveness, but you forgiving them in your mind so you can move forward with your life. They've done something bad, but you forgiving in your mind because you want to move forward. Otherwise, that guilt, that feeling inside you will kill you. So it's really important to kind of realize and move forward with your life. So Meher, would you want to put any other points in terms of practically people can do to kind of come out of trauma? So if you want to add anything, please do.
So I just shared few of these steps.
Yeah.
But then if somebody has to do it, in practice, uh, I think that's what I did initially. When I saw that I'm in pain, he's roaming outside, he's enjoying or something. What the hell am I doing? Why I'm sitting here and crying for something I didn't even ask for? And what did I do? I didn't want to have sex or whatever at that moment. I didn't want to do whatever, whatever be your trauma. I'm not talking about, I'm just taking an instance from my, one of the instances rather from my life to help, understand that I didn't want that. So when I didn't want that, then I don't have to sit down and be live like a victim forever. Why should I live like a victim forever? He has done a crime. He should feel ashamed of it. Instead of that, why should I, why is that I am feeling ashamed of? And even if people are making feel ashamed of it, which was happening, as I said, even when I went to cops, and when everybody got to know, because when you go to cops, everyone gets to know. It becomes public. So the moment it became public, it was all the more this thing for me. But then, um, I was like, it's okay. Initially, I have had a little difficult time, but later I just I was like, okay, it's part of my life now. Forget it. But then one thing I felt that even if others are making me feel victim, you because you did so and so, that's why this happened, whatever happened. You didn't, as I said, you didn't ask for it. So you don't have to feel victimized. You don't have to live in that forever. And you don't have to punish yourself for something you didn't want. And when you know that you don't deserve that punishment. You don't. It's someone else who deserves that punishment. It's someone else who has done a crime with you. Right? They deserve the punishment. That's why I said you don't have to forgive that person. I don't stress no one to forgive anyone, because we can't understand what they have gone through and the level of pain and whatever. You don't have to. But you don't also have to be uh, like living with so much pain. And I learned that, and that's what I practiced. So the moment I learned it, this is what I practiced. I was like, no, if this life has been given to me, and if God wants me to live this life, I want to live it beautifully. I don't want to live this with so much pain. It's so terrible to live like this. You don't have to. And that starts only when you start thinking about it. I think it's easier, right? So it cannot start until you start thinking about it, until you start manifesting about it, until you start willing that no, I am not going to live like a victim. If this life has been given to me, even a single minute or a day or whatever, I will not just get over it, but I will ensure that I live it beautifully. I try my level. I should try my level best to live it in the best of the manners possible, not in miserable. I know women, just because they go through rapes, multiple rapes in their lives, they get into these sexual relationship with random guys. They don't realize that they are punishing themselves. I don't have to sleep with random guys just because I got raped once or whatever. I remember my sister saying one of my friends got raped and now she sleeps with everyone. And I was feeling so bad about her. I, it's like a punishment. So punishment can be in any form. You might be punishing yourself in any form. You should not do it. You should stop it right away. The moment you know you are punishing, just stop it. Don't punish yourself. Please don't punish yourself. And the moment you stop it, for stopping it, as I said, after manifestation of thoughts comes the fact that not just I want to live my life beautifully, but also the thing that I will do everything possible to get over it. I will not live this, and I will take all the necessary steps, whatever is needed to make this happen. Even if no one is there, someone is there, whosoever is there, it doesn't matter. It's your journey, it's your thing, and it's your pain. So you have to start it. You have to make it happen, no matter. Even if you fall down, you are gonna fall down, which will happen. You have to try your level best to stand up again, no matter what. Even if you are bleeding furiously, you can take rest. Take rest. Nobody is stopping you. But taking rest is a good sign, because that means you're trying to come up back better than before. Yeah. So do that. Take rest. Take your time. It's okay. But do it. Make it happen, no matter what.
Thank you, Meher. I think, every time I ask you something, you come up with really excellent answers, how you've done it and what people should do. You mentioned a couple of things in here as well. Being victim, you don't have to live in a victim life. And living in a victim life means you punishing yourself when it's not your fault. And the person who is the perpetrator, they're roaming around and you feeling sorry for yourself. Why should you? You should take control of your life, realize it, and get help. There's lots of help out there. When you reach, you can get help, as well as you doing things practically. But as you said, Meher, is all start with mindset and then taking practical steps to realizing that, this is not end of life. Trauma is not end of life. Being traumatized by somebody, getting negative experience on someone does not mean you have to live the life. You can create the life you deserve. And that's something I always advocate to all the people and all the women as well, that you are the creator of your life. Whatever experience you have, you can move forward. You just have to put your mind to it and access all the help available. And Meher, you are a trauma specialist and you help lots of women who've been through that, which is great to see how your negative experience actually made you as a thriver. You're not just surviving, you are thriving and you're helping so many women. And I'm really pleased to see that, how your negative experience have flourished you and flourishing other women's life as well. So thank you. And my last question to you, Meher, if you were to leave one thought with our audience, what that would be?
So thank you so much, Parul. As you said, my journey from severe trauma survivor to a trauma therapist now hasn't been so easy. And it took a lot of years for me to get over it because I was going through a lot of traumas. So before I leave something, I would want to say to everyone who is listening there, it's not just about being patient or consistent with your trauma and pain. It's also about knowing that, as I said, uh, there is someone who created you, whom you might be calling universe, Lord, God, what, you give that, God, he wants you to live this life. So live it in best of the manner, in best of the ways. Obviously, go and seek help, never take medication and things like that. It's very important to go and seek help is what I realized, and I did that. I needed help in multiple ways apart from manifestation and things like that. So one last line, if I have to say, is the moment you know that the one who created you wants you to live, know that he loves you. Know that he does. It's not just about his love towards you, but he's the only one who truly cares for you, who truly wants you to be here, who truly wants you to sustain this so that you give back to the people around in your way. We have our own journeys. My journey was maybe I am and now I feel my journey was was this from severe, from a trauma survivor to a trauma therapist. Your journey must be something else. We don't know what is your, we just have to know our purpose, right? So that's important. And the more important thing is that don't wait for someone to come in, and don't be like, uh, we get in a zone where so and so person should come and help me, this person should do this, and etc. It will happen, but then you know that people are not going to do nothing for you. It's you who has to make it happen, no matter what. If you will not make it happen, it's you who will have to live by it. And if you are not ready to live by it, then learn to get over it and do it, because not just because you're worth living this life, but also because uh, you are not your trauma, you are not your pain, you are always something beyond, and that is your purpose, why you have been, why you have been created, and why you are there in this, uh, on this earth. So you are that, you're not all of this. And never put yourself or see yourself from that, from those eyes. Even if you are failing, it's okay, but then try to come back again. As I said, come back, and never stop yourself.
Thank you, Meher. More I listen, more I want to hear. I'm just conscious. Yes, thank you very much for sharing. And I think absolutely, trauma doesn't have to be end of life, and you have to take personal responsibility to look after yourself and that take control of your life, but also seek help and grab the opportunity. If somebody giving you a hand, helping hand, grab the opportunity and move forward. Unless you move forward yourself, nobody can push you to move forward. So you have a responsibility. The other thing you mentioned, Meher, is a life purpose, whatever you call God, universe, what name you give, you are created for a purpose. So asking yourself, what is my purpose? Why I had experienced this, what I want to achieve, what I want to give it to others. So, and not punishing yourself for whatever happened. For a reason, you look forward, take control of your life, and don't think trauma is end of life. So audience, thanks for watching. And, please do share, subscribe, and like our videos. There will be more videos coming up and is resources for you. So please do share with anybody you think will be beneficial. Meher, if you want to say anything before I stop recording, please feel free to say. Thanks.
I would only want to say that yeah, I'm a therapist, I'm a trauma therapist, so I'm available. If you need my help, you can reach out to me as well. So probably you may share my details and number there. And I specifically help women because I realize that we are one of those beings who live in trauma for years and we don't even realize it, and we live it so much so that we even don't even though we are aware that we are living in trauma, but still we fail, or we find it difficult to come out of it, or do something about it. So please don't do please don't do give yourself that punishment, because I consider that as a punishment. I mean, I literally feel that it's a punishment I'm giving to myself. Why I have to punish myself so much, right? So it's not just about loving yourself, but it's like you give a hug, care, love to someone who is in tremendous pain. So even if nobody is giving you, you learn to give yourself.
Absolutely, Meher.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you. So thank you very much, Meher. And audience, please do like, share, and subscribe to our videos. And I'll put details below this video when we publish Meher details, also our details, how we can help. We have life coaching as well, as Meher is a specialist trauma therapist as well. So you'll find information, but also I'll give you quite a lot of other free information there. So I'll say bye for now, but we'll be coming back with another special video. But please do raise your awareness, especially this month is a suicide prevention month. And we are looking to put lots of resources for you as well. Feel free to share. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.